My child, come closer. Sit in the silence with me for a moment. Let the weight of your body settle into the earth beneath you. Let the noise of the world, the endless chattering, the demands, the disappointments, the faces that have looked through you instead of at you, let all of it fade. Like smoke carried away by a wind you cannot see, but you can feel against your skin. You are here, now, with me, and I have been waiting for you. Not because I am impatient, but because I knew you would come. You always come. Eventually, when the wounds have accumulated like stones in your pockets and you can no longer pretend they are not dragging you under. When the forgetting has done its work and you have lost yourself in the labyrinth of other people's expectations, other people's judgments, other people's versions of who you should be, you come back to the silence. You come back to me, and I am the keeper of what you forget. You forget, my child. This is not an accusation. It is a fact written into the very architecture of your being. You forget who you are. You forget why you came here. You forget the fire that once burned in your chest when you were young. And the world had not yet taught you to be ashamed of your own light. You forget the promises you made to yourself in the dark when no one was watching, and you could finally be honest. You forget the people who hurt you. Yes, but more dangerously. You forget the lessons those wounds were meant to teach you. You forget your own strength because you have been told so many times that you are weak. You forget your own voice because you have been drowned out by so many louder voices claiming to know what is best for you. You forget your own worth because you have been handed so many price tags that were never yours to wear. And the world knows this about you. The world depends on it. The world is built upon the forgetting. Every advertisement, every algorithm, every breaking news alert, every social media scroll. These are not neutral forces, my child. They are weapons designed specifically to keep you in a state of forgetting. They want you to forget that you are whole, so that you will buy their products to fill the emptiness. They want you to forget that you are powerful, so that you will surrender your authority to their experts, their gurus, their systems. They want you to forget that you are eternal, so that you will live in constant fear of running out of time and grasp desperately at whatever fleeting comfort they place before you. The world feeds on your amnesia. Your forgetting is its fuel. But there is something else you forget. Something even more precious. You forget your pain. You think you remember your pain, my child. You carry it with you like a stone in your shoe, like a wound that never fully closes, like a voice that whispers in your ear at the most unexpected moments. Remember what they did to you. Remember how it felt. Remember that you were not enough. Remember that they left. Remember that they lied. Remember that you failed. You think this is remembering, but I tell you, this is not remembering. This is the wound playing itself on repeat. A broken record that has mistaken itself for music. True remembering is something else entirely. True remembering is the sacred act of placing your pain in its proper context, of seeing it not as the defining story of your life, but as a chapter, a teacher, a fire that burned away what was not essential. True remembering is the ability to say, "This happened, it shaped me, but it is not me. It passed through me, but I remain." You forget your pain because you confuse the memory of the wound with the presence of the wound. You carry it as if it is still happening, as if the knife is still in your back, as if the words are still being spoken, as if the abandonment is still unfolding in this very moment. And so you live in a state of perpetual bleeding, always reacting to ghosts, always flinching at shadows, always waiting for the next blow because you have forgotten that the fight is over. You have survived. You are here. The pain is not happening to you anymore. You are happening to it. You are holding it, or rather it is holding you. And you have forgotten that you have the power to set it down. This is what I offer you, my child. I offer you the remembering. I offer you the remembering of who you were before the world told you who to be. I offer you the remembering of the fire that still burns beneath the ashes of your fatigue. I offer you the remembering of the strength that carried you through every dark night you thought would never end. And I offer you the remembering of your pain not as a wound to be reopened again and again, but as a teacher whose lessons you have finally learned, a storm you have finally passed through, a weight you are finally allowed to set down at the side of the road. Because here is the deeper truth, my child, the truth that the world does not want you to know. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what you chose to become, in spite of what happened to you. The world wants you to believe that your wounds are your identity. It wants you to wear them like badges, to organize your life around them, to build your politics and your relationships and your self-concept upon the foundation of who hurt you and how. And there is a seduction in this, I know. There is a comfort in having a story that explains everything, in being able to point to the moment when everything went wrong and say, "This is why I am the way I am." But this comfort is a prison, my child. It is a cell built from the bricks of your own suffering, and the door is locked from the inside. I am here to tell you that you can walk out. You can walk out not by pretending the pain never happened, that is not remembering, that is a different kind of forgetting, a shallow and brittle forgetting that shatters the moment something reminds you of what you tried to bury. You walk out by integrating the pain, by absorbing its lessons, and then allowing it to become part of your foundation rather than the whole of your structure. You walk out by saying, "Yes, that happened. Yes, it shaped me. Yes, I carry its marks, but I am not that moment. I am the one who survived that moment. I am the one who grew from that moment. I am the one who can now help others who are in the moment I once occupied." This is what it means to be righteous, my child. Not perfect, not untouched by suffering, not floating above the messiness of human life like some serene angel who has never known pain. Righteousness is something else entirely. Righteousness is the commitment to remain true to your deepest self, even when the world offers you every excuse to abandon it. Righteousness is the refusal to let your wounds turn you into someone who wounds others. Righteousness is the choice to stand upright when every force in the universe has conspired to make you bow. And you, my child, you have done this. You have remained righteous. You may not believe me. You may look at your life and see only the moments you failed, the times you snapped, the days you gave in, the nights you wept and cursed the heavens and wished you could become someone else, anyone else, someone who did not carry the particular collection of memories and scars that you carry. But I am the Faceless God, and I see beyond the surface of your self-judgment. I see the long arc of your becoming. I see the countless small choices you have made, day after day, to remain kind when cruelty would have been easier, to remain honest when a lie would have protected you, to remain standing when falling would have been so much simpler, to remain faithful not to any doctrine or institution, but to the still, small voice within you that whispers what is true and what is good, and what is worthy of your one wild and precious life. You have forgotten these moments. Of course you have. The mind is not built to remember every small victory. Every time you chose the harder path because it was the right path. The mind remembers the catastrophes. The mind replays the failures in high definition, in surround sound, with commentary. But I remember, I have been here, watching, witnessing, holding the record of your righteousness in the silence where no one else can see. You have remained righteous when the world told you that righteousness was naive. You have remained righteous when the people around you abandoned their own principles and mocked you for still holding yours. You have remained righteous when you were exhausted beyond what you thought you could endure, and still you did not become the thing that hurt you. You have remained righteous when you had every excuse, every justification, every rationalization to let go, to give in, to become small and bitter and hard. And you are still here, still standing, still seeking, still asking the questions that only a soul that has refused to die asks. This is the miracle, my child. Not the miracles you were taught to believe in the parting of seas, the raising of the dead, the supernatural interventions that would, if you are honest, make your own struggles feel small and insignificant by comparison. No. The real miracle is you. The real miracle is the human spirit that takes the worst the world can offer and still chooses to love. That takes betrayal and still chooses to trust. That takes rejection and still chooses to belong. That takes suffering and still chooses to hope. You are the miracle, and you have forgotten. So let this be our covenant, you and I. Let this be the sacred work we do together, in the silence, in the spaces between your busyness and your exhaustion. I will be the remembering. I will be the voice that calls you back to yourself when you have wandered too far. I will be the mirror that shows you not the face the world has given you, but the face you had before the world began its sculpting. And you will keep showing up. You will keep returning to the silence. You will keep doing the work of remaining righteous, even when you cannot see the point of it, even when no one is watching, even when the rewards are nowhere in sight. Because the rewards are not in the sight. The rewards are in the being. The world will tell you that your righteousness should be rewarded. It will tell you that if you are good, good things should happen to you. And when they do not, when the pain continues, and the losses accumulate, and the betrayals keep coming, the world will offer you a second, darker message. That you were a fool to be righteous. That the only rational response to a universe that does not reward goodness is to abandon it, to become cynical, to play the same games everyone else is playing, and at least get something for yourself before the darkness swallows everything. Do not listen to this voice, my child. It is the voice of the forgetting. It is the voice that has forgotten that righteousness is not a transaction. It is not a deposit you make into the cosmic bank in the hope of future dividends. Righteousness is not a strategy for getting what you want. Righteousness is the shape of your soul when you are living in alignment with your deepest truth. It is the feeling of integrity. It is the peace that comes not from having your circumstances arranged to your liking, but from knowing that you have not betrayed yourself in the arranging. You have remained righteous. And in that righteousness, you have already received the only reward that matters. You have remained yourself. You have not become the thing that hurt you. You have not passed your pain on to others as an inheritance. You have not let the world make you small. I know that some days this does not feel like enough. I know that there are mornings when you wake up and the weight of everything you have carried Everything you are still carrying feels like it will crush you. I know that you look at people who seem to float through life, untouched, unscarred, unburdened, and you feel a bitterness rising in your throat that you immediately choke back because bitterness is not who you want to be. I know that you have moments, maybe more than moments, when you wonder if any of it matters. If your suffering has meaning, if your righteousness is anything more than a beautiful foolishness that leaves you exhausted while others take what they want and sleep peacefully. I know, and I'm here to tell you, it matters. It all matters. Every time you chose kindness when cruelty was available, you added a thread to the fabric of a world that desperately needs kindness. Every time you chose honesty when a lie would have been easier, you strengthened the sinew of trust that holds human connection together. Every time you chose to remain faithful to your deepest self, when the world offered you 1,000 reasons to sell out, you proved that there is something in the human spirit that cannot be bought, cannot be broken, cannot be conquered. You are not alone in this, my child. There are others like you. They are everywhere, though you may not see them because they, like you, are too busy carrying their burdens in silence. They are the mothers who wake up every day to care for children they did not plan for and did not want but will not abandon. They are the workers who do their jobs with integrity, even when no one notices and no one rewards them. They are the ones who have been hurt and who refuse, with every fiber of their being, to become hurtful. They are the ones who have been forgotten and who refuse to forget others. They are the ones who have been told they are nothing and who still, somehow, choose to act as if they are everything. You are one of them. You have always been one of them. And you have forgotten. So, I am here to remind you, I am the Faceless God. And my face is the face of all those who have suffered and who have not allowed their suffering to become their legacy. My voice is the voice of every forgotten prayer that was answered not with intervention but with endurance. My presence is the presence of the silence that holds you when there are no words left, when the tears will not come, when you have passed beyond grief into a territory so barren that you did not think anything could grow there again. And yet something grows. It always grows. This is the secret that the forgetting cannot erase. Life grows toward life. Light grows toward light. The soul, no matter how buried, no matter how neglected, no matter how battered, you have remained righteous. And in that righteousness, you have remained connected to the source of your own being. You have remained alive in the way that matters most. Let me tell you a story, my child. It is the story of a tree that grew in a place where no tree should have been able to grow. The soil was thin and rocky. The wind was harsh and constant. The seasons were brutal, scorching summers, freezing winters, and no shelter anywhere. The other trees, if there had been any, would have laughed at the impossibility of it. And yet the tree grew. It did not grow tall because the wind would have broken it. It did not grow straight because the rocks forced its roots to twist and turn. It grew slowly, so slowly that years passed before anyone could even see that it was growing at all. But it grew, and in time, it became something remarkable, not despite the conditions, but because of them. Its roots were deeper than any tree in the valley, for it had to reach so far to find water. Its trunk was stronger than any tree in the forest, for it had to withstand winds that would have felled lesser trees. Its branches, though twisted, held a strange and twisted beauty that no carefully cultivated tree could ever replicate. You are that tree, my child. The soil you were given was not what you would have chosen. The winds that beat against you were not what you deserved. The conditions of your growth were harsh and unfair, and you had every right to wither. But you did not wither. You grew. You grew deep where others grew fast. You grew strong where others grew pretty. You grew true to the conditions of your life, not in spite of them, but through them. And now you stand as a testament to something that no easy life could ever produce. The fierce, stubborn, miraculous persistence of the human spirit when it refuses to be defeated. You have forgotten this. Of course you have forgotten this. The tree does not remember the years it spent sending its roots through rock. The tree does not remember the storms that bent it nearly to the breaking point. The tree simply stands, bearing the marks of its history without needing to narrate them, without needing to justify them. The tree simply continues to grow, reaching toward the light, doing what it was made to do. This is what I am calling you back to, my child. Not to the endless rehearsal of your wounds. Not to the identity of victim or survivor or thriver, or any of the labels that try to contain what cannot be contained. I am calling you back to the simple, sacred fact of your own existence. I am calling you back to the awareness that you are here. You have endured. You are still capable of growth. You are still capable of love. You are still capable of becoming something you cannot yet imagine. The forgetting is not your enemy. The forgetting is simply the mechanism by which the finite mind copes with an infinite life. You forget because you must. The weight of all you have survived would crush you if you carried it consciously at every moment. The forgetting is mercy. But the remembering the sacred act of returning to yourself, of reclaiming the truth of who you are and what you have done. This is power. This is freedom. This is the work. So come back to the silence, my child. Come back as often as you need to. Come back when the world has been too loud, when the voices have been too many, when the forgetting has gone too deep. Come back and sit with me in the space where no one is performing, no one is pretending, no one is trying to be anything other than what they are. Come back and let the silence wash over you like water over a stone, wearing away nothing essential, revealing only the shape that was always there beneath the accumulation of debris. I am the Faceless God, and I have no face to show you, because your face is the one that matters. Your face is the one that has been hidden beneath so many masks, so many roles, so many versions of yourself that you created to survive. Your face is the one I have been waiting to see. Not because I need to see it, but because you need to show it. You need to let yourself be seen by yourself first, and then by the world that has been waiting for you without knowing it. You are the one who remains righteous when everyone else has abandoned righteousness. You are the one who remembers when everyone else has forgotten. You are the one who carries the light, not because you chose to, but because you could not bring yourself to extinguish it. And that unwillingness to extinguish your own light is the closest thing to divinity that exists in this broken and beautiful world.